All right, then we are going to move on to the second topic that we have for today. And we talked about it a little bit already. So our second topic is around compensation and benefits. Employee benefits have been a hot topic over the past years. Companies come up with the most creative benefits to attract candidates and retain their current employees. In a way, one could even go as far as to say that we've seen something like the battle of the benefits. We can distinguish four main categories of employee benefits. We've got the benefits at work, think of free lunch and snacks, but also working hours and time off. We see benefits for health, think of medical, dental and vision insurance plans and well-being programs. Think of benefits for financial security, retirement and pension plans and personal finance benefits. And then we have lifestyle benefits. Think of mobility benefits, simplifying commuting, or things like extended parental leave and on-site childcare. And while the list of benefits that companies offer is ever growing and becoming more innovative, the way in which they offer those benefits to their employees hasn't really. The vast majority of organizations offer the same benefits package to all their employees. But someone from Gen Z with no kids who just started working will be less interested in extended parental leave and on-site childcare and want a different benefit instead. And someone who already has their health insurance covered via their partner's employer may also want something different from their benefits package. And this brings me to our second statement of the day. Employee benefits should be customizable. Period. All right, this time I'm going to start with you, Lothar. Do you vote yes or no on this statement?
I vote yes, but I must say...
Surprise.
But I must say that it must be easy. Like you can exaggerate, and if it becomes a hassle in organizing everything because you get too many requests of customizing everything you want, then it becomes unbearable to work as an HR manager. But yes, let's please adapt to the needs of the moms and the young graduates, etc.
All right, Carla, I'm going to you. Do you vote yes or no on this statement?
I vote yes, but I would like to add that in order to customize your benefits, you really need to have that clear strategy of what do I want to achieve and who serves that? So how does my population look like? Some organizations will need at least an 80% of younger people that have no commitments, that want to be in the office, that want to socialize, the typical software startup environment. Their benefits will be different. Cycle to work scheme, for example, is something that I've always said, what do I do with it? I can't cycle. Do you know?
Yeah.
That type of thing. So I really like the example you have around the health insurance. What if you're already covered somewhere else? I'm a contractor. I have my own one. I'll probably keep it even if tomorrow I have the best permanent offer in the world. So what do I value and what can you give me? And I think that is down to the strategy of what does my population look like? I'm a boutique consultancy. We're small. My associates, even if I am to employ them, they're very senior. So these people want flexibility, they want recognition, they want career progression, they want bonus. Yes, they may want training, but the training is going to be highly specific. So you really have to be very conscious about what is your, again, culture, how do you look, what is it that you want to, who do you want to keep?
Yes.
And how to keep them is down to that benefit strategy.
Yes. Now, I wonder about something because, this is a discussion, right, about personalization of benefits. It's been a discussion that's been going on for a while as well. And I know that some companies, some really large organizations, they are experimenting with it. But what barriers do we see to this in practice, indeed? Lothar, you already mentioned it a little bit, but I'm curious to hear what kind of barriers do you see and how can we actually overcome these barriers? So I'm going to start with you again, Lothar.
I guess a lot of the reasons of not doing it as well is, or doing it is tax driven, where it's like, why not give the net money to someone and let that person decide what to do with it? Is because he or she will get less in net cash. So we get creative and want to be as close with our colleagues as possible by offering something that has value. So I think that is the basics. Like for me, if taxes weren't an issue, then just give the money and let them decide. But that's not the case. So I guess that secondly is if you offer too many options, it gets tricky to choose, and you will overload HR as well with all kinds of questions. So to overcome these barriers, depends on what type of company you are. Don't make it too difficult with too many choices. Make it once a year where you kind of decide. Indeed, like Carla said, align it with a bigger strategy where you either support yourself or support charity or take, I don't know, extra holiday. And these are the three main things.
It's so challenging. This is a very challenging one. It just made me think once many years ago, in the beginning of lockdown or just after lockdown, someone called me up for a job and they said, well, we have three personas, the one that wants to work from home, the one that is hybrid, the one that wants to be in the office all the time. And that felt confusing and overwhelming there and then. Like, I just want a job, right?
Yeah.
So HR has to deal with that, plus has to deal with, if I have young people, what benefits they want, then I have the mothers, then I have the senior sales guy that I'm really trying to snatch from the competition. What does he want? And that's down to segmentation. So keeping it simple, have maybe a set of global benefits and then like a choice of 2 or 3 benefits per population. But you have to have a very good strategy around your people and your talent. And I think that's also what's missing, isn't it, Lothar, in order to match with the benefits. Then there's the last aspect, which is, aside from taxes, the benefits companies. I have no idea in Europe, but here in the UK, you're told you open a business, you have to be niche, right? So you offer benefits that are specific to the national health care. You cannot really extend that to anybody else. If you get those benefits and you want extra benefits, you're going to be dealing with different companies per benefit type. And the HR cannot handle that. You almost need a marketplace.
Yeah, this was something else I was thinking about. Isn't it also, it might not even be like a lack of willingness to offer people customizable benefits, but I guess it might also be a lack of resources in terms of people that need to deal with that. I've also, when I was preparing for this episode, I saw that there was another Forbes article and it said that yes, a benefit should be personalizable. However, they had done research and they had found that while people, they want to be able to choose, and this is what Lothar mentioned a little bit as well. So, they will go into the benefits platform or whatever it may be. They will actually select those benefits, but then they don't engage anymore with them. And they also don't really know what they are actually selecting. So basically they have no clue, but they do want to have the choice, but they have no clue. At least that's what came out of this article, right? So what do we think about that? Do we have ideas as to how we as an organization, as HR, can actually help with that, would help making the people in the organization aware of the benefits that are at their disposal, so that they have a solution, like, for instance, Bivoy, Lothar. So I'm going to start with you, because maybe this is something that you also deal with.
Yeah. Once again, it starts with a good strategy of the company, where you really need to decide, what do we want to do with it? Are we open to give extra holiday or not? Are we working towards a better planet? And is that our idea of spending the bonus on in terms of health benefits? Or are we a type of company that just doesn't care? And in a good way, I mean, where the employee is completely able to consider everything themselves. And I think the best way to improve making a good choice is having a good communication after that strategy, setting the example. Look at how great Josh has claimed his benefits by planting a forest, or how Julia has claimed her benefits and has more time to relax, or whatever it needs to be. But I guess it can be a joint effort in terms of communication.
Yeah.
An important one, though, I think, and this is actually quite simple. I can indeed see that even companies who are a little bit smaller, they can share these examples of people within the company that have actually used some of the benefits that they have at their disposal to, for instance, plant some trees, or maybe use the extra time they got to work on their passion project. I don't know, but it can be as simple as that, I think, as to just share these examples within the organization. Carla, I'll let you speak.
So I think I will use my favorite American expression, which is, I will be Debbie Downer. And I will, and I will have to contradict one thing. So we're talking about the example of planting trees or the breakfast in the office. I'm thinking in the current moment that we are, especially here in the UK, what we're seeing is the challenge of what is important to me in this moment. And I think the strategy around benefits has to be flexible. I'm seeing on LinkedIn an increase of, through my contacts, people trying to find benefits managers here and there. So clearly something is in the brew and something is changing. I think the going into the office for the Monday breakfast is not a piece of engagement or right now my priority is not to plant a tree if I'm working 12 hours a day because there has been company downsizing and I'm tired. I'm not going to spend that money on the train to go into the office. I want money or I want something paid for because my budget has decreased. So there's that. So those are the considerations, I think. So flexibility around the benefits, more than personalization, customization, it's really segmentation, being practical. What are the benefits that right now are going to retain my people and bring that value in time?
Yeah, I think that's a valid point. And I think that's actually what Lothar started this debate as well with. It's that I think if you give people really the choice, most of them, they would like to get just cash because inflation is still through the roof. Everything has gotten more expensive. And so people, a lot of people actually need to see how they can make ends meet. So I think if you would give people the choice, they would like to have more money. Although this is a very good point that Lothar, you made as well, is then they're going to be taxed as well. So it's an interesting discussion, really. And I do also think that there's something brewing in the benefits space. And you made a very valid point as well, Carla. Lothar, any final words regarding this debate or shall we wrap up?
Let's give as much benefits as we can with at least taxes as possible. And let's all be happy. No, interesting topic. Yeah, maybe there should be a difference between personal benefits and company benefits. And what I mean by that is, of course, I'd rather go eat with my girlfriend, for example, and get it paid by the company than have a tree planted in Madagascar that I'll never see in my life. And I don't even know if it's going to be there. But if I have the possibility to support such an initiative through the company, I would be more than happy and I would be proud to share it that my company is actually contributing to a better world. And I guess these two, it should be interesting from a tax legal point as well, that these two are separated, where you can give back and not feel guilty in terms of losing personal money for it. But that a company is also incentivized to do something interesting in terms of charities, etc. So.
All right. On that note, I think we are going to wrap up this second debate. Thank you both very much.